Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Come to the second part of this topic, which is the linear equations. In the last part, we gave the definition of the linear equation as equation can be written in the form ax plus b equal to 0. And we say that a linear equation or first degree equation in the single variable x is an equation that can be written in the form ax plus b equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0. A and b are real numbers with a not equal to 0. And we gave different examples how to find the solution for the linear equations. In this part, we are going to speak about the classification of this linear equation because we have three types. The linear equation can be considered as contradictions or conditional equations or identities. Start with the first one. What do we mean by contradiction? So an equation that has no solution is called a contradiction. No solution means there's no values for x that will satisfy the equation. We know the equation means we have two sides, the left-hand side equal to the right-hand side. In some cases, there are no values that will make the left-hand side equal the right-hand side. In this case, we call it contradiction. For example, x equal to x plus 1, this one. X equal to x plus 1 is a contradiction. We can't find any number that will satisfy this equation. So there is no values for x that will make x equal to x plus 1. So this is contradiction. The second type is called the conditional equation. The conditional equation, from the word condition, it means it is true under one condition or just for some values of x. In some other values, the equation is not correct or is not true. So an equation that is true for some values of the variable, equation that is true for some. So we have some values for the variable, but not true for other values of the variable. It's called conditional equation. For example, x plus 2 equal to 8. X plus 2 equal to 8 is true just when x equal to 6. But when x equal to 5, this equation is not true. Not correct. The left-hand side is not equal to the right-hand side. When x equal to 0, this is not correct. So it is conditional equation, means it is true only for x equal to 6 and false for any number not equal to 6. We call it conditional equation. It is true for some values of the variable. The third type is called an identity, which is equation that is true for all values of the variable. It's true for any value for the given variable. Any value. The left-hand side equals the right-hand side. For example, x plus x, all the time it is equal to 2x. Whatever is the value of x, the left-hand side equals the right-hand side. Or 4 times bracket x plus 3 minus 1 equal to 4x plus 11. This is true for any value of x. So we call it an identity. So we have contradictions, which is not true for any value for x, or we have conditional, which is true for some value of x, or we have an identity, which is true for any value of x. Let's have examples. To classify each equation as contradiction or conditional or an identity. The first one, we have minus 3x minus times minus 5 equal to minus 3x plus 15. We need to check whether this is an identity or conditional or a contradiction. If we open the left-hand side, the bracket in the left-hand side, I will have minus 3 times x plus 15 equal to the right-hand side, which is minus 3x plus 15, which is true for any value of x. We say this is an identity. The left-hand side equal to the right-hand side. Another way to check is to try to find the value of x. Another way is to solve the equation and see the last step, whether it will be sum statement that will give me true for any values or not true for some of the values of x. If I want to solve it, this is another way to check whether the left-hand side equals the right-hand side for some conditional or for some values or for all values of x. If I want to solve it, I have minus 3x in the left-hand side and minus 3x in the right-hand side. If we move it to the left-hand side and this 15, move it to the right-hand side, I will have minus 3x plus 3x equal to 15 minus 15. Now minus 3x plus 3x will give me 0. The left-hand side equal to 0 and right-hand side also 0. So 0 equal to 0, which is true for all. The left-hand side equal to the right-hand side. This is correct. This means this equation is an identity. No x in the left-hand side, no x in the right-hand side, and I got 0 equal to 0. So I get an identity. So one way is to open the left-hand side to check whether this bracket will give me the right-hand side or not, or we will try to solve the equation and check the last step. Can I find the values for x or not? In the last step, there is no x. I got 0 equal to 0, but 0 equal to 0 is correct. So this is an identity. Another example. For that, we have this equation, 4 times 2x minus 5x minus 3 equal to 6. Let's try to solve this equation and check. Can we find a value for x or not? Or I will get 0 equal to 0. If we open the bracket, or let's just make it step by step, I will have 4 times 2x minus 5 times x will give me minus 5x plus 15 equal to 6. We try to open or to solve the equation. It also will give me 4 multiplied by 2x minus 5x is equal to minus 3x plus 15 equal to 6. Now open this square bracket. I will have 4 times minus 3 is equal to minus 12x. 4 times 15 equal to 60 equal to 6. I will have now this plus 16. I will move it to the right hand side, will be minus 16. So I will get minus 12x equal to 6 minus 60. So it is minus 12x equal to minus 54. Now if we divide by the coefficient of the x, I will have x equal to 54 over 12, or I can divide by 6, it will be 9 over 2. So I have x equal to 9 over 2. We were able to find a value for x. So x equal to 9 over 2, which means that this equation will be correct or true for this value when it is 9 over 2. Since we were able to find one value for x that makes the equation correct or true, we call this conditional equation. We could find only one value for x. So this is correct only for one value for x. So this is conditional equation. This is true only under this condition when x equal to 9 over 2. When x is not equal to 9 over 2, the equation is not correct. So it is conditional equation. For the last example, I have 4x plus 8 over 4 equal to x plus 8. Let's try to solve this equation. Now let's multiply the equation by 4. Let's multiply by 4 to get rid of the the fraction or the denominator. If I multiply by 4, I will get 4 equal to, or multiply by 4x plus 8 over 4 equal to 4 multiplied by x plus 8. Now this 4 will cancel this one. So I will have 4x plus 8. Okay, now open the bracket. 4 times x, I will have 4x. 4 times 8 will give me plus 32. Now if I want to solve this equation, I move 4x to the left-hand side, and this 8 I move it to the right-hand side. I will get 4x minus 4x equal to 32 minus 8. But 4x minus 4x will give me 0. There is no x equal to 24. But 0 is never equal to 24. This is not correct. So the left-hand side will never equal to the right-hand side for any value for x in this case. Means this is contradiction. The three types of the linear equation. It can be a contradiction where the equation is not true for any value for x. We cannot find solution for this equation. Left-hand side will never equal to the right-hand side. Or it is conditional if we can find some values for x that makes the equation with the left-hand side equal the right-hand side, or the equation is true for some values for x. When it is true for any value of x, we call it an identity. So these are the three types of the linear equations: identity, conditional equation, or a contradiction.